Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. And again, if you're coming back, thanks for coming back. Hi guys, it's Tiá Nicole, author of Trust Your Dopeness, aka Nikki. If this is your first time coming to my channel, that's unfortunate. I hope that you come back and that you become a subscriber so that you can follow everything that I'm doing with my movement, which is the Trust Your Dopeness movement. This is the book here. I initially decided that I was going to kind of do like an excerpt about every page of the book, or each quote, I should say. But then I thought, I don't know, I think that's a bit much. So basically what I'm gonna do is go through 5 quotes per video. So that way it doesn't feel like I'm constantly, uploading, 5-minute videos. And I think also it'll give you a better idea of what the book is about in just one setting, whatever it is. So in my last video, I did talk about the the first page, which was, someone once told me that everyone needs a you. So before I even get into the page, I guess we're starting on page 3, I want to read you guys my table of contents, because it's definitely unlike any other table of contents that you've ever seen or heard. I've had many people tell me that. So the table of contents is the table of contents, or something like that. 1, uncomfortable being yourself, not feeling worthy. Head to pages 5, 23, 44, and 56. 2, oh shit, you forgot how awesome you are. Well, lucky for you, I'm here. Slide to pages 9, 62, 80, 89, 91, and 95. 3, you think the world owes you something, do ya? Make your way to page 13 to see how true that is. Number 4, so you like to judge, do you? Go to page 19, you jerk. These are all Roman numerals, by the way. So Roman numeral 5. Doing a speech and need a little inspiration? No problem. Go to page 25. That should do the trick. Roman numeral 6. It's everyone's fault but yours. Oh boy. Someone please come help this poor victim. Matter of fact, why don't you help yourself to page 26? Roman numeral 7. We've got ourselves a miserable people pleaser here, do we? Take your butt to page 30 and do better. Number 8. Having a horrible day? Aw, poor you. If you can muster up enough strength, head to page 32. Roman numeral 10. Are you a scaredy pants? Well, take your scary ass to page 48. Number 10. Actually, I think that was 9. This is number 10. Want to keep smiling? Cool. Take those little happy buns right on over to page 54. Listen, I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, she is so corny and goofy. And I am. Number 11. Holding on to that same old. How exhausting. Here's an idea. Go check that baggage into page 60. All right. Enjoy this book and thank me later. So as I mentioned, we have already covered page 1 and page 2. So page 3 says, don't dread it, just do it. I think that was pretty self-explanatory. This one is for the people who procrastinate, but here's the deal. You're either gonna do it or you're not. And I think for me, what I'm learning in my life is when I just get fed up with something, I'm like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm just gonna do it. Just do it. Don't catastrophize it. Don't bring this energy about that is unnecessary. If you know you have to do it, just go ahead and do it, whatever it is. That's page 3 and 4. Page 5, I really love this one. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. So never ask anyone, is it okay that then you fill in the blank. That's that page. The more you become comfortable with yourself, the less anyone else's opinion matters to you. Listen, I know. It took me, this took some time. It took me 40 years. So this quote, I really, really, really love, because what I'm learning now that I'm 40 is that there have been times, like recently actually, where people have said things to me that made me feel like, man, I used to react totally different to, those types of things as opposed to how I respond now. There's a difference between reacting and responding. And I think a lot of times people don't even know that, and they don't know the difference. So for me, the way that I look at it is that a reaction is acting out. Responding is taking a moment to think about, how do I say what I need to say without being hurtful, and also honoring my feelings, right? And so getting back to the quote, when you get to that place in your life where you're not asking for anyone's permission to be yourself, and you've become that comfortable with yourself, there is no other feeling like that type of freedom. I am just beginning it. I'm not there yet completely. I've heard that at 50, that's when it gets really, really good, and you really don't give an F. But I mean, it's possible for it to happen in your 30s as well. Like I said, I'm working on it now, and it just feels good. It feels good to not give people power over my life anymore, because I genuinely love myself and I take care of myself. And I'm just in a great place. So that's what it's all about. Page 7. Sometimes you have to stop and ask yourself, who the hell do I think I am? Check your ego. I'd rather do it myself than someone else. Wouldn't you? Self-reflection is everything. I have had to humble myself many times, which made me feel vulnerable. And I find that in my most vulnerable moments, there is or have been lessons or a lesson to be learned. Great news, vulnerability isn't always a bad thing. So speaking about vulnerability, I think that over, in the past, before we've, started listening to psychologists and psychiatrists and like all these people who have done all the work about self-development, I think that we looked at vulnerability as a weak thing. And of course it can be that. If, for an example, if you are sharing a very deep, intimate part of your life with someone who doesn't care about you, who doesn't have your best interest at heart, that's not someone that you want to be vulnerable with. And certainly not if you're not even comfortable with yourself and about the thing that you're being vulnerable about. I'll give you an example. If maybe I'm hanging out with a friend, and me and this friend have been through a lot together. I'm not nervous to express something that I've been vulnerable about. Maybe let's say heartbreak or losing a job, things that can be emotionally draining. I know that if I share that with the right person, I don't have to worry about beating myself up later on and feeling like, oh, why did I share that with them? And also, that doesn't mean that I don't still sometimes share things with people who don't care and who don't have my best interest at heart. The difference between then and now is that back then I felt stupid and I felt I don't know, my self-esteem was a mess. But at where I am now in my life, if I tell someone something and they don't react the way that I would have wanted them to, or they don't receive it the way that I want them to, and I've been vulnerable about whatever the thing is, I'm fine with that, because I recognize that I cannot control how anyone reacts or responds to whatever it is that I say or do. Not only that, I'm so secure with who I'm becoming that it doesn't make any sense to get worked up over things that we don't have any control over. And once you build that relationship with yourself, it just gets easier and easier every day. And I think there came a moment in my life where I noticed, oh my God, I didn't even like try to defend myself. I didn't try to make the other person believe what I was saying, because I didn't care that they didn't believe it, because I believed it. I believed in me and I believed in what I was saying. So it didn't bother me one way or the other, because like I said, I'm cool with me. I'm good with me. So if they're not, I'm fine with that. If they are, that's great too. So again, that was page 7 and 8. Page 9. Remember that one time you did that dope thing? Yeah, well, there's much more where that came from. Dad. We won't always have others there to encourage us. And that's okay, because guess what? You can encourage yourself. You know, today I actually did something that some people might consider crazy or weird, but it felt great. I literally just got done doing my hair this morning, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, I literally said this out loud. I was like, girl, honey, yes, this hair is giving. Are you? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, that is self-encouragement, all right? But I'm not just speaking about it in a vain way. In the book, what I'm saying is that sometimes when things happen, you look around and there's nobody there for you. Either they have family that they're tending to, a job, a man, a woman, children, their own issues, whatever the case is. People have things going on, and you're not typically going to be their first. You're not going to come first. So you need to make sure that you come first in your life. Make sure that you're first, in your life, like I said. And I do know that in the beginning, if this is something that you're not used to doing, it does feel kind of weird, and it does feel kind of like, is this crazy that I'm doing this? But absolutely not. I think that it is liberating, to be honest, because if you don't encourage yourself, you can't encourage others. So I don't know what else to say about that, but I definitely know that one of the things that keeps me encouraged when it comes back to this picture here is that if I am trying to complete a task or complete a goal, and I'm finding that it's not happening as soon as I want it to, and maybe I think to give up, I always go to what they call an anchor thought. My anchor thought is, man, girl, don't you remember that thing that took you forever to do? Like college, you thought that you were never gonna graduate, you finally did it. There's so many things that you've done that have taken some time and effort, and after you were done with them, you felt amazing. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Those are the moments that when you're feeling down and you don't have anyone to encourage you, those are the moments that you need to use to encourage yourself. Page 11. And this kind of, I don't know, I guess it kind of taps into a little bit to that last quote. Be there for yourself the way that you would be there for that person that you would die for. Oftentimes we depend on others to be there for us, and there's no one in sight. This is not to criticize ourselves, aka self-sabotage. This is not the time for that, I'm sorry. This is the time to search for answers within yourself. You make the choice of feeling alone or not in your time alone. Remember, there's a difference between being alone and feeling alone. That was something that for many years, I didn't understand that. I took being at home alone or being anywhere alone for loneliness because I was bored. I didn't have any aspirations. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have anything that I was doing to make me feel good about me. At that time in my life, I'm sure I was doing a lot of people pleasing, just to have people not care and not to do, do for me what I was doing for them. And yeah, I'm just at a place in my life now where, of course, I do put myself first, and I do make sure that every day I am cognizant, I am intentional of trying to better myself and trying to have more compassion, patience. You guys know I always talk about that, having patience and compassion for yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this. The book, this is the premium version. As you can see, it has wire O binding. The quality of the paper is very shiny. It's like 100-pound paper, for those of you who even know what that means. And then this is the Amazon version of the book. The cost differential is that this one's $25 and that one's $30. The $30 book I actually mail directly to you, and it is, I sign it. If you order the Amazon version from me directly, let's say you email me or whatever, I can get this to you for $20. But if you order it on Amazon, you'll get it for $25. So it is up to you. And again, you guys can see the difference. I definitely did want to make sure that you guys were aware of the difference between the two. So when you go on my website, you know, why there's a cost differential. And I guess next video, I will kind of talk a little bit about the Spanish version of the book. I did finally get those in. I want to say it was, what day was that? I don't know, maybe 2 days ago, something like that. So yeah, I'll be doing videos about that. I am excited to getting back into doing videos in Spanish and making sure that I keep it tightened up and that I don't forget too much. Anywho, thank you guys for taking the time out to watch my video today. All the links will be in the description box to go to my website. There you can find all of my interviews. I have a couple of a radio interview. There's a LinkedIn video. There's also an interview with my publisher, and all sorts of things. Of course, you can find my merch there as well, Trust Your Dopeness merch. We are in the process now of adding some more designs to that. And yeah, so again, thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you learned something, and I look forward to you guys getting through the rest of the book with me. Take care. And obviously, I would like for you to like, comment, and subscribe. Duh. Thanks. Bye, guys.